Now we're moving onwards to Dr. Marianne Azer. Dr. Marianne Azer actually is a prominent speaker, is a character on her own. Our paths have crossed in the last few years several times, and every time, Dr. Marianne, you've never ceased not to just amaze me, just to bring it all up to another level. Dr. Marianne, you are a member of the Egyptian Parliament. We're sure of this and we're very proud of that. And then we're going to go through the bio briefly. She's an associate professor at Nile University. She has her PhD in electronics and communications engineering. She's a fellow engineer. Okay, she's the president of ISACA board in Egypt, ranked among the top 10 public speakers in Egypt in the year 2010. She's the chair of Women and Youth Committee in the International Parliament for Tolerance and Peace, and she's been awarded in April 2019 as Woman of Decade in Academia in the Women Economic Forum in India. Dr. Marianne, a pleasure to have you. Always, always honored to be here and among you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. It's always a pleasure and a joy to meet with you. This year is different. It's online, it's virtual, but we have the chance to meet with more people. Please allow me to speak in English as we have our dear guests who don't speak Arabic. So life has changed quite a lot, and here is what's happening. On a family level, on a social level, how much? I don't receive tips. I don't accept tips. What's this? We don't want the propagation of diseases. And this has become our life now. Art of the possible. So today we'll be talking about our life in the current situation, in the challenges we're meeting. Yesterday is history, so we need to learn from it. Tomorrow is mystery, so we need to hope for it. And today is a gift, so we need to live it. So the talk will have 3 topics: learn, live, and hope. To start with yesterday, a lot of things: happiness, health, love, prosperity, blessings. And the question is now, what if you wake up and all what you have is only what you were thankful and grateful for? Actually, I did ask this to my niece. She's 11 years old, and she told me, I will have everything because every day I'm thankful for everything. But this question is quite scary. If we don't thank for the bed we have, for the water we have, for the family, and all of a sudden we don't find it, it will be a disaster. So be thankful for everything, item by item. So yesterday, learn. It's the attitude of gratitude. It's the appreciation for everything, and more importantly, to reach out to the people who made an impact to our lives. And I see when I reach out to those people who made an impact to my life, and I'm so grateful, they feel so happy. And on the contrary, when someone reaches out to me, I feel so happy. And I can never forget that lady while I was traveling on the plane, and I was a bit sad. I asked for a blanket, so the hostess got me one, and I was so tired, I couldn't even pull it properly. So that lady that I didn't know, that came from the other aisle and just adjusted the blanket and left without speaking. And I remember the good act of this lady, and I still appreciate it, and I would do the same for anyone else. So there are some people, even strangers, who make an impact to our lives. That's why there is a very good exercise that is called the gratitude log. Some people do it on annual basis, on monthly basis, or quarterly basis. We have 4 quadrants. The first is to celebrate the gratitude, to list 5 things we are grateful for. And this is like very important to highlight what really has impacted us. There is the other, the people I'm grateful for. And I should reach those people if they are far away and tell them so. The hard lessons we've learned, and we're grateful to those lessons too. The situation itself should be listed and the lessons learned here. And finally, the greatest memory. This is the album of happiness and of gratefulness. So the four quadrants help us to feel happy and to learn from the past. A very nice gesture of gratitude will be found. So, like the good things we do not only cause people to feel the gratitude and the happiness, but it causes us happiness later. I love that quote and I like to share it with you. It says, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It reveals it. It turns what we have into enough and more. And this is very natural because we feel we have a lot when we're grateful to every single detail we have. It turns denial to acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast. And yes, of course, if we're having just that very simple meal with a family that we appreciate, with love, it's served with love, then it can become a feast, a house into a home. And yes, a house where there is a bed, there is a shower, there is everything can be a house, but it can be a home when there is that warmth, when we feel grateful for every single detail. A stranger into a friend, and we just saw the video. Gratitude makes sense of our past. And yes, because we feel we were very rich in the past, rich with health, family, and everything. We have counted our blessings in the past, brings peace for today, and peace does not exist when there is worry. And we cannot worry if we have the gratitude of yesterday, because we feel that yesterday there were blessings, today there will be more blessings, and creates a vision for tomorrow. And this is the vision of hope and giving and helping others to feel the same extra wonderful feeling of gratitude. So yesterday learn, today live, and invest in yourself. Today is the time of investment. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Did you ever think that the word present does not only mean something happening now, but it means a gift? The present is a gift that we should use. And the more important thing is never to ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. So there is that nice exercise that we need to share together. I call this exercise the although exercise. Although I am alone, I am. Some people would say I'm lonely, but some people say I'm enjoying my life. And I know that lady who lives by herself totally, has no one in her life. She's not married, she doesn't have kids, but she is super busy in a very nice schedule with community, doing good things, enjoying the art, doing a lot. Although I'm tired, I'm thankful, maybe because I can have the medicines I need, maybe I have that care I need. Although I'm sad, I have hope, and although I'm staying home, I'm happy because I'm doing things that I never did before. So the although exercise is important to feel the gratitude of that instant we're living. Today, live. This is the theme of today. Invest in yourself. And there are a lot of things that need to be done. We need to work on ourselves, for ourselves, by ourselves. And to do two things. We need, at the current moment, to evaluate our life and prioritize it, and to self-maintain ourselves. This is the second point. So we were talking about yesterday, learn, today, live, and invest in yourself. To evaluate ourselves, this is a nice method that I love to use. This circle in the middle is the best, is the optimum. My life is just as I want it to be. And the border is my life is far from how I want it to be. And the four quadrants are work, education, leisure, relationships, and personal growth or health. So if I give for myself a score about, for example, work, it would be like this. Maybe leisure, I don't take holidays, it's like this. Relationships might be like this. Sorry for the bad drawing. And the health is like this. It doesn't seem like a balanced life. It doesn't seem like a circle. It better be like this, something in the middle, but like balanced. You have a balance in all aspects of life. This is much and way better, having that kind of balance in the middle, a balanced life. So if we need to have a balanced life, we need to work on the quadrants, each quadrant by itself. So, for instance, let's focus on the work or education. Let's see what we can do to evaluate the life. Maybe this is not clear, but I'll be describing it. Now there are like sections in the spy. The section inside is 1 and outside is 10. 10 is the maximum grade. For instance, at work, the social intelligence, for example. I have the current line is 1 and I need to be more socially intelligent at work. So my aim is to reach 2. For example, the love of learning. I evaluated myself as 7 here, but I need to be 10 because I need to learn a lot to work in a better way. So this is my way of improving myself and going outwards in this circle. So if we have a balanced like circle, we'll have a balanced life. So this is the evaluation, and after having evaluated our life, the next step is the self-maintenance program. It's today, it's the living phase. The first thing is meditation. We were for a while deprived from it. We were very, very busy, but now we can sit, keep our face toward the sunshine, and the shadows will fall behind us. And by meditation, I mean deep thinking and spirituality as well. You know, sometimes people are religious, but not very deep in their rituals. They don't take things deeply. It's just like as a habit of prayers, readings, and that's it. But there is no depth. We need to be deeper. We need to be more calm. We need to have more time for meditation. And if we think about this crisis we're living in, we can think about the unexpected benefits of the word lockdown. I'm not talking definitely about the people who lost their dears, whoever is, or if someone is sick. This needs another thought. But I'm talking about the regular people who are in a lockdown or in a partial lockdown, or who have more time to enjoy their life, but they're calling it boring time because they don't get to be as social and sociable as they were. So the joy of extra family time is there, and we need to rejoice from it. Sometimes people need this, the joy of doing nothing sometimes and not feeling bad about it. The daily commute that is not there anymore. They don't take long time in traffic. There are online meetings. The breathing in a cleaner air, and like the earth, the weather is much better on earth now. The getting to know your neighbors, the listening to the nature. We didn't have time for the nature. We were so busy in our lives. So the first thing was in the self-maintenance, the meditation. The second thing is the reaching out to others and teaming up to others. And as Winston Churchill says, we make a living by what we get, but we make life by what we give. And I'm talking to Rotarians, and I know that a lot of people have worked in a lot of projects, in many projects to help those people who are less privileged, especially during this crisis. Limit bad news intake, and we know it, and we've heard it many times. Look at this expressive picture. We have like sad news coming here. We have like a lot of news. We need to like prepare ourselves for the bad news, but not at night before we sleep, not in the morning while we are starting a new day. Maybe at the middle of the day, get in touch with what's happening, because we cannot live in a bubble. but limit the bad news. We can just know the ideas or everything that's happening once a day, maximum twice, not all the days. I don't know what happened to this video, but they're running at their place, and health is the important thing. We don't need a gym. You don't need a lot of equipment. You just need a place to run at your place or walk at your place, or for elderly, there are online exercises that should be done because they are important for the health and for the mood. And the sleeping is very important at very regular hours. And this is the advice of all the psychiatrists to keep the health, safety, and performance. Be a bookworm, because as we need exercises to our body, we need the reading for the mind. And there are lots of benefits for reading. Maybe the most important at that period of time is stress reduction, memory improvement, tranquility, a lot. And they say that when you don't read, you only live your life. When you read, you live many lives. And reading is the way to travel outside our world that we're living. But an important thing is to be mindful of the surroundings. We need to focus on the positives and surround ourselves with positivity, because there are some toxic phone calls and we know that we will hear this person like complaining. It's nice to hear and help, but it's nice to surround yourself with positivity and keep the balance between the two. Look at this girl. They made her believe that she got many baskets, but she missed everything. After removing the mask, she gained more self-confidence. See the effect of positivity on a person. Remember, surround yourself with positivity. Panicking doesn't help, and we can see the stress meeting here, the panic attacks. Some people are getting panic attacks. They are just afraid that something bad happens to them. And I would advise that there is a very nice book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. This is a lovely one, and if you have become a bookworm, then you should read this book. Reading with like something to drink is a dream for a lot of people who don't have time. Take control of your own happiness, and remember, my life is a gift, not an obligation, and I get most to make the most out of it. And life is 20% what happens to us and 80% how we deal with it. So this is important. We need to take control of our own happiness. But be like soft to yourself. Cut yourself some slack. You know that an arrow can only be released by first pulling it back. So when life pulls you back, it simply means you're launching into something amazing. So it's okay to have some times when you're negative, when you cannot do anything, when you cannot go through the self-maintenance program. It's totally okay. But this needs to be only for some time, because you need to run in the remaining time. Acknowledge what you can control, what you can't control. So the question is, what is the only thing you can control? Yes, it's attitude. Attitude is the only thing you can control. It's the 80% we were talking about. So now we moved for tomorrow, hope. Hope is a passion for the possible. That's why we're talking about the art of the possible. So for tomorrow, we need to focus on something very important that is called the mindset. The mindset is a lens or frame of mind which orients an individual to a particular set of expectations and associations. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. That is why it is important to have a very positive attitude using the positive mindset. In that experiment, I heard from a talk, and the reference is below in this slide. It was about the role of mindset in the medical field. So some patients need to take morphine injections after operations for pain reduction. They found that like those who take open injections and they see the person giving it to them, they have the pain relief after 60 minutes more than those who take a hidden injection. In another experiment about like improvement from the treatment, the same happened. For the open injection by someone, you find a 25% improvement in anxiety, for example, while in hidden injection is 5%. It's just the mindset that when a person gives me the injection, I would be better. It's just the mindset that I saw that I took the injection. About work, there was a very interesting experiment that was done. They got 80 housekeepers and asked them, how was your work? Do you often get to exercise? And they said, we don't have time. So they gave them a 15-minute lecture about the importance of their work for their health. They said that, for example, vacuuming for 15 minutes burns 50 calories, for example. They made them aware of the level of calories they are burning and of the joy of working. And then they made those tests. The blue color is for the 40% housekeepers who took the lecture, and the black is for those who didn't take the lecture. So the weight was less for those who got that lecture. The blood pressure went lower. The job satisfaction went higher and the body fat went lower because they were aware now that their work is something good for them. They were maybe working with enthusiasm, but it happened. For the diet, another interesting experiment, they took two groups of people. One of them, they told them that you will take a guilt-free satisfaction, a milkshake, but a diet one. For the second group, you will take a full calories milkshake. And guess what? They measured the ghrelin, which is the hormone responsible for hunger. For those who had the diet, the so-called diet milkshake, the ghrelin went a bit lower, so they were still hungry. But for those who took the full version of the milkshake, or they were told to, the ghrelin went a lot lower, so they didn't feel hungry. The surprise is that, the catch is that actually the two groups took the same milkshake, but it was about the mindset that was formed once you get the information that this is diet and this is full calorie. Concerning the beliefs, there is like those optimistic and pessimistic saying, is it half full or half empty? Actually, the glass is technically always full, but with two types of materials, water and air. Tomorrow, the hope, the mindset is important, the attitude is important. I heard that man on TEDx talks, and he was talking that he was fired from his work years after having worked. And he woke up in the morning and he wrote 3 words: strong, great, yet again. This is the second day after being fired. And he was good in crosswords, so the strong for him was stay tall, remain optimistic, now go for it. For great, he translated it into get ready, expect a terrific day. And for yes, I can, yes, you expect success in challenges, activity now. This is the motivation. He believed that his attitude would lead him to a better today. He translated the word fear, instead of fail everything, every attempt regardless, to fuels, energy, and what? Yes, and resilience. Fuels, energy, and resilience instead of failing. Can I? To I can. And can I was cautious, anxious, nervous, insecure, I can. I'm inspired, I'm confident, I'm affirmed with never a doubt. This is terrific. For push, some people say it's petrified, under stress, helpless, but other people say put up some hard work. And some people say pray until something happens. So whenever you push a door, you'd say put up some hard work or pray until something happens, or both preferably. The change for some people can't handle another gut-wrenching experience, and for others, its circumstances have altered. Now get engaged. It's a very different meaning. So tomorrow hope, there is the mindset that helps in the hope, there is the attitude and the proper choice of words, and last thing, there is the perspective. How are you viewing things in the times of uncertainty? So some people say sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think that you've been buried, but you've actually planted, maybe you'll get like some fruits. So as Abraham Lincoln said, we can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. It's our perspective. And they asked 3 farmers, what are you doing? The first one said, I have to work to gain money, and I know I'm wasting my time and my life, but I have to. The other one said, I am working to feed my family. And the third one answered proudly for the same job. He said, I'm very proud that I'm feeding the whole community. This is the different perspective for the same job. Finally, live inspired. This is our mission. We need to invest in our possibilities. We need to do what we can with what we have, to neutralize the naysayers, to put you expect success in the motion. You expect success. It is always a yes. Insist you will, and now do. We don't need to have only a wishful thinking. We need to do and start acting. We need to recharge playing sports, meeting with inspiring people, reading a lot, because sometimes we lose the energy. So we need to elevate our energy. And finally, we live inspired not only for ourselves. We live inspired to distribute our inspirations to others. And I'm sure that hope, hold on, pain ends. I'm sure that there is an end for everything. So until there is an end, we need to practice the art of the possible, to learn from yesterday, that's the gratitude, to live for today, and to hope for tomorrow. Finally, Rotarians, ambassadors of peace, love, and care, guide Rotary Wheel everywhere, spread inclusion in the air. Rotarians, ambassadors of peace, love, and care, promoting peace, fighting disease, mothers and children and education, local economies and sanitation. Fight for these causes, use innovation. Thank you very much, and there is always hope. Learn, live, and hope. The art of the possible.